the beginning, so I'll start with 2008, or actually 2007, when me and my ex-wife now were separated for about a year. And during that year of separation, she came in contact with this organization called I'm sorry, I have been exposed yesterday night, and I'm having some difficulty speaking.
So yes, I was exposed the night before, and when I woke up I was woozy and nauseous. But even while I'm speaking with Stefan, I'm very, very uncomfortable. So as I had just described, my heart rate is very, very high. So I got this Apple Watch about 2 years ago, and my heart rate is very, very high, and my breathing is labored, and I have to keep moving because if I sit in one place, then the discomfort keeps increasing. Moving helps because the devices which are being used, they are not so effectively able to target the individual.
So speech impairment is one of the is also one of the effects of this harassment, which includes.
Yeah, so speech impairment. So speaking becomes laborious and difficult. Even now I'm feeling that it's not easy to speak because my breathing is not normal, is not steady breathing, but it's a little bit laborious. And this office building where I'm, I have been exposed in this office building all the time. So when I come to this office, I can't sit in one place. I have to keep moving around. And I'm speaking with Stefan while I'm in this office building.
So directed energy devices.
So you were attacked or exposed to an energy weapon yesterday, and that's interfering with your fluency?
Yes. Yeah, okay. I'm exposed to these directed energy devices every day. It's not just yesterday night or yesterday, every day, every single day.
Right.
And I'm in Los Angeles. So in 2007, me and my ex-wife were separated.
So that's not 2007 again, that's 2008, but I'm a little bit confused because of the effect of these directed energy devices, and my heart rate is high, and I'm breathing very shallow, difficult to breathe.
For a period of about 1 year. At that time, she came in contact with this women's shelter organization.
Why was she in contact with the women's shelter?
Because I had left the apartment in which we were staying, and my ex-wife, who at that time was my wife, she had just started working a couple of months ago, and so she could not figure out how she could live independently.
But what was going on, Sanjay, what was going on in your marriage that your wife left without any place to go?
No, she did not leave. I left the apartment in which we were staying together.
Well, but did you leave and then stop paying any kind of rent or utilities?
Yes. I did stop paying the rent because I was not living there. I had to rent another apartment to live.
Did she have any kind of income?
She did have an income. She had started working just a few months before we were separated.
But she didn't have enough income to pay for the apartment, right?
It's difficult to say. Probably she had just enough income to be able to pay for the apartment and other expenses.
And what about your child?
At that time, we didn't have a child. So our child was born in 2011.
Oh, sorry. Okay, got it. So you moved out. Now, why did you move out?
Because we were having arguments. We were not speaking much with each other. There was a lot of bitterness between the two of us. And what triggered my leaving the apartment was that one day, I called her multiple times at at our apartment home phone, and she will not pick up. And then I was really scared that why she's not picking up the phone. I mean, at least pick up the phone. And then when I went home, there was no explanation other than that I just didn't want to pick up the phone. So a couple of months after that, I moved out of the apartment.
Well, then that kind of been the immediate incident. If it was a couple of months later you moved out, what happened between her not picking up the phone and you moving out?
Not much really. We were not speaking with each other. I was not spending too much time at home. If I was at the apartment, I was just looking at my laptop or watching TV, and we were not speaking too much. And there were obviously it's a long time ago, so I don't remember every single day in that period. But I am quite sure that there were arguments. If we were speaking, then we were speaking not on friendly terms or in even terms, but we were speaking in accusations and recriminations.
And how long were you married? When did you get married?
We got married in July 2003.
2008?
2003.
2003, okay. And how long did it take before things went badly?
So about actually things have been up and down right after the marriage. So a couple of months after marriage, she went back to her mom's home. Actually, not her real mom, but her aunt, because her aunt is the one who had raised her after she was 5.
So she moved out. She moved back with her aunt after a couple of months after you got married. And why did she do that?
Well, yeah, that's also because it's quite a long time ago. But I think there were arguments, and there was not a feeling of happiness at that time, maybe, and I was also not happy, so and maybe because I was not happy, she was not happy also. So just
was there any physical violence or aggression in the marriage?
No.
Why did you get married if you didn't get along?
Well, I'm from India, and this marriage happened in India. So it was an arranged marriage. Arranged marriage in the sense that we were matched by what is known.
So I'm saying a lot of as I'm speaking. Now that is something that I do out of habit, even when I am speaking normally. The reason being I like to think what I'm speaking, and although I am pretty good in English, but I still have to think a little bit before I speak in English. So inserting when I'm speaking is not unusual for me. It might be a little bit more during this show because I'm experiencing exposure and discomfort, and because of the other things that I mentioned, like breathing and heartbeats, high heartbeat. So it might be a little bit more, but that's not very unusual for me.
I was also not happy, so and maybe because because I was not happy. She was not happy also. So just.
Was there any
we were surprised.
physical violence or aggression in the marriage?
No.
Why did you get married if you didn't get along?
Well, I'm from India, and this marriage happened in India. So it was an arranged marriage. Arranged marriage in the sense that we were matched by what is known as matrimonials in India. So it's kind of like
Sorry, I get it. You had arranged marriage. All right. Now, so did you live in America for some time? You went back to India to have an arranged marriage, and then you brought this arranged marriage back to America. Is that right?
Yes. So not exactly. It was not exactly like that, but almost like that. So I worked in US for a few years. Then I went back to India.
So I also want to be precise in whatever I'm saying, which is also out of habit. And so I keep telling him that this is not exactly like this, but like this, as I'm explaining. And my heart rate now is 97, and I also have a breathing rate tracker, and it's showing 13.1 breaths per minute.
Started working in India, and that's when a few months after I started working in India, I got.
And I do understand that it's not necessarily that my breathing is labored because I'm getting exposed right now, but it might be because of the residual effect of what I have been exposed to an hour earlier, or a few hours earlier, or a day earlier.
And do you think that America is benefiting from you and your wife and your child living in America?
Well, when I came to America after marriage. I came in 2005 May. So my objective was not to benefit America. My objective was to benefit myself and my family.
Well, that's admirably honest. So you came here to get stuff from America, not to provide stuff to America.
Obviously not. Because
that's. I gotta tell you, whatever raise you're being hit with, they're not dislodging your honesty, and I appreciate that. That's very frank. Okay.
Why would anybody imagine that when they come to America, they are coming to benefit America? I couldn't understand that, and I was surprised.
Well, actually, it's not that unusual because I'm a software engineer.
No. Let's not back away from it. That's what was said. And okay, so why did you want to have a child with a woman you weren't getting along with?
No, so it's not exactly like that. So we had some issues in marriage right after marriage, maybe a couple of months after marriage. And then we had intermittent issues once or twice again for the next couple of years. But then not next couple of years. So after marriage we had issues for about, I would say, 3 to 6 months maybe. And then we got settled, and I was happy with my job. I was traveling. I traveled to London in that period. I traveled to US for a few months, and I would travel, and my ex-wife would be in India, either staying with her mom, her foster mom, or either staying in our apartment in India.
So you were working in the software fields in America for some time, right?
Yes.
How long for?
How long? I have been working in software field in America.
Yeah.
I would say 15, 16 years.
No, but in America as well?
In America, yeah. Actually, most of the work that I've been doing has been in America. So, yeah. So, most of the time I've been working in America after I left India. So I left India in 98, worked in America for about 4 years. Then I went back to India in 2001. No, actually 2002, and then came back to America in 2005.
Right. Had
So
your
since
ex-wife
2005
been to America before?
No, she had never. She did not even have a passport when we got married.
Right. And what was her education like?
Her education?
Mm.
She had a Bachelor of Education, and she said that she also has a Master's in Botany.
In botany,
Yes.
closing that crucial botany gap in the American skill set. All right. So then your child was born in 2011, right? And you were getting along
Yes.
better with your wife at that point, right?
Actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So, as I mentioned, that in 2007 we got separated, started staying separately.
I'm sorry,
And
can you say that again?
So in 2007, I started staying separately in another apartment, and she went to this women's organization and started staying in a shelter that this women's organization
And how
ran.
is the shelter paid for by taxpayers?
Yes, of course. All
Excellent.
the women's
So
shelter
you
are
bring-
paid for by taxpayers.
You bring your wife over to America from India, and then she ends up living in a taxpayer-funded women's shelter because your marriage is terrible.
Yes, although at that time she was working, so it's not that she was not working, but she chose to live in shelter because they had other facilities there.
All right.
And,
So she has a master's in botany, although I assume that the master's in botany has more to do with Indian botany than, say, American botany. She has a master's degree in botany, Sanjay, and what did she end up doing for a living in America?
So her first job that she started sometime around November or December of 2007, a few months before we separated, was as an administrative assistant to the executive director.
So she was a secretary.
So my heart rate is now 99 and my breathing is around 15 beats per minute.
Yes.
Right. And her English was good before she came, is that right?
No.
Did she speak English before she came to America?
Not much. Just a few words, I guess. I think.
So how did she get a job? But did she study English, I guess, on the taxpayer's dime? Did she study English when she came to America?
Yes. So when I came to US on a work permit, H1B, in 2005 May, is when I came to America on H1B, and I asked her to join me in 2005 June, a month after I came. So she was just being a housewife, and it was going all right. I mean, I was working, and I was happy with my work, and we were watching TV, we were speaking also, and we had rather decent home and family life, I would say. Although she had been pining for a child, so we did try for a child, and she had a miscarriage. So that was a major event. She had a miscarriage in 2006, and that obviously affected her badly. And
Okay, sorry. I mean, I appreciate the information, Sanjay, but that's not what I asked. So just,
Okay.
fight through the energy weapon effects and just try and focus on how did she learn English to the point where she was able to be an administrative assistant? I assume that she needs to speak English to be an administrative assistant.
So I've never used the term energy weapons. So Stefan is using this term without me ever having used it. I always use the term direct energy devices, because when you use a term like weapon, it means like or to a lot of people, it seems like you're talking about something which is going to kill somebody and which is lethal. So he is using the term energy weapons, and a little later in the call, it will become clear where he's going with this. So he already has some ideas about this.
Yeah, so I encouraged her to enroll in community college because we were living in Los Angeles, and she did a few courses.
And she did courses in English?
Yes, yeah, yes.